Calabar High School is a prominent all-male secondary school in Kingston, Jamaica. It was established by the Jamaica Baptist Union in 1912 for the children of Baptist ministers and poor blacks, and was named after the former slave port Calabar in present-day Nigeria. Today, it is considered one of the finest schools in the country. It has produced at least 5 Rhodes Scholars, and is respected for its outstanding performance in track and field. History. Early beginnings in 1839, William Knibb, Thomas Burchell and James Philippo, the 3 leading English Baptist missionaries working in Jamaica, worked to create a college to train native Baptist ministers. Out of this effort, Calabar Theological College was founded in 1843, sited in the village of Calabar, near Rio Bueno in Trelawney Parish. The Spanish named Calabar after a slave port in Nigeria of the same name. In 1868, Calabar College was removed to East Queen Street, Kingston, where a normal school for training teachers and a high school for boys were added. Shortly afterwards, the high school was closed and the teacher training activities ceased. This left the practicing school, now Calabar All-Age on Sutton Street, and the theological college, which was relocated at Studley Park in 1904. High school established at the beginning of the 1900s. There were few high schools to educate the sons of the working class and the rising middle class. In September 1912, the Reverses Ernest Price and David Davidson, principal and tutor, respectively, of Calabar Theological College, founded Calabar High School under the joint sponsorship of the Baptist Missionary Society of London and the Jamaica Baptist Union. The high school opened September 12, 1912, with 26 boys. The foundation was laid in the Christian tradition. Rev. Price was the first headmaster. Within a year, enrollment had reached 80 and the school had received government recognition. An early benefactor was Elizabeth Purcell, who in 1919 bequeathed the adjoining property on Studley Park Road in trust for the school. The school offered boarding facilities on nearby premises, the hostel, to facilitate boys attending from outside the corporate area of Kingston. Relocation in 1952, Calabar Theological College and Calabar High School moved from their location at Studley Park to Red Hills Road, where 60 acres of land had been purchased for the re-siting of both institutions. At the time, this was a thinly populated, undeveloped area and many people thought the move unwise. The new school was built to house 350 boys, but before long, extensions were needed. The school provided boarding facilities up to 1970. When boarding ceased, dormitories were converted to workshops. In 1967, the Theological College moved to Mona as a part of the United Theological College of the West Indies, and the high school took over the vacated space. This is the section of the premises which the boys now call Long Island. At about this time, a portion of the Calabar lands was sold, to be used for commercial and residential development. A privately run extension school was added in 1971. In 1978, the school adopted a shift system incorporating the day and extension schools, at the request of the Ministry of Education. There are over 1,600 students on roll, with 8 forms in each year group between grades 7 and 11, and 4 forms in grades 12 and 13. Accomplishments. Major scholarships, such as the Jamaica and Rhodes Scholarships, have been awarded to Calabar students. Sports, particularly athletics, have always been important, and the Inter-Schools Athletics Championships trophy has been won 26 times since 1930. One major accomplishment is in the school's challenge quiz, where Calabar Calabar is the only school to win the competition 3 years in a row. Its team has been to 6 finals in 1 decade, the most of any school, competing in 2001, 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007 and 2012. Insignia Motto. The school motto is "The utmost for the highest." Colors. The official school colors are green and black. Mascot. The school's mascot is a roaring lion, an homage to the school being named after the Nigeria city and former slave port of the same name. Extracurricular activities. In sports, the school dominates all major sporting areas, including track and field, football, basketball, cricket, badminton, and rugby. Calabar was the first school in Jamaica to have a swimming pool and won the inter-school swimming competition repeatedly for many years. When the school was relocated to Red Hills Road in 1953, the boys helped to construct the new pool. At the annual Boys and Girls Athletics Championships, the competition for which the school is most famous, Calabar is the only boys' school to have won champs titles in every decade since the 1930s. In 2012, the school won both School Challenge Quiz and the All-Island Boys Athletics Championships title. In 2008, the school rugby union team created history. For the first time, it placed a team in the finals of all 4 competitions entered. The boys won the under-19 15-a-side competition for the second time in school's history and were runners-up in the under-16 version. The team was coached by old boys Sheldon Phillips and Romeo Monteith, with Nestor Dawkins as manager. In rugby football, the school became the first to win the U19-15s championship 3 consecutive years. The school also won the inaugural U16 Rugby League Championship in 2009. Calabar is the only school to have won the popular Schools Challenge Quiz on 3 consecutive occasions. Notable alumni: Academia Professor Norman Girvan, former Secretary General of the Association of Caribbean States; Professor Keith Ellis, Professor Emeritus, Department of Spanish and AMP, Portuguese; author, University of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. http www.whoswerenblackcanada.com. The 18th of December 2010. Dr. Keith Ellis, Dr. Clive Forrester, Department of Languages, Literatures and Linguistics, York University, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Dr. Edward I. Morris, MD, Washington, D.C., USA. Board Certified 1996 Internal Medicine and AMP 2009 Cardiovascular Disease. Dr. Donald C. Philibert, MD, New York. Board Certified, USA. Dr. Dennis Hugh George Forrester, MD, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. http SharonNews.com. Dr. Dennis Forrester honored by Calabar Old Boys. Dr. Roland Christopher Young, MD, Nova Scotia, Canada. Richard George Henriquez, architect in Canada, celebrated in 1994 at the Canadian Centre for Architecture, Arts and Culture. Carl Abrahams, painter. John Holt, Arnold Bertram, historian. Damien Babycham Beckett, Aditya Palmer, dancehall recording artist, record producer and entrepreneur. Roger Mays, writer. Wilmot Perkins, talk show host. Patrick Anderson, sports director at Television Jamaica. Business and finance. Paul Geddes, co-founder of the Red Stripe beer brand. Claude Robinson, former general manager, Jamaica Broadcasting Corporation. Hewitt Walters, editor The Spectrum, author. Politics and law. Percival James Patterson, a former Prime Minister of Jamaica. Derek Smith, Minister of Mining and Technology. John Jr., former Minister of Health. Francis Forbes, a former Commissioner of Police. E.G. Green, former Parliamentary Ombudsman. Sports. Dennis Johnson, former UTECH Sports Administrator. Arthur Wint, Olympic gold medalist runner and former world record holder. Chris Stokes and Dudley Stokes, members of the Jamaican bobsled team that inspired the movie Cool Runnings. George Roden, Olympic gold medalist runner. Herb McKinley, Olympic gold medalist sprinter and former world record holder. Niamey Perry, a former Jamaican cricketer and West Indies Cricket Board selector. Maurice Smith, decathlete, World Championship silver medalist. Maurice Wignall, Commonwealth Games gold medalist. Dwight Thomas, Olympic gold medalist. Warren Weir, Olympic and World Championship medalist. Andrew Riley, Olympic hurdler. Jason Morgan, Olympic discus thrower. Joseph Robertson, Olympic hurdler. Principals: